Hello and welcome to Riverside Crafts. I'm Ray and today we're going to be looking at making this card topper. It's using a pack of paper that we've had in the shop, which is absolutely gorgeous, and it is, oh gosh, what's it called? Something florals. My brain's gone. I've lost the plot. Here we go. It is the Vintage Florals collection, and it's by Creative World of Crafts. And we've got 2 or 3 different sort of designs in the shop, so it's worth going and having a look. I'm going to say hello and welcome to everybody who's coming and joining me. I hope you enjoy what we're going to do today. So I'm going to show you a couple of quick tips and show you where we go from there. So I'm just going to put that one in the corner. I've done some pre-cutting only because it would make life a little bit easier. One of the things that I've done is that I have embossed the back of one of the pieces I'm going to use. Well, as you can see, my embossing folder isn't square, but what you find is if you have a geometric design, you can actually lock it in again and take it to go further, and it will work quite happily if I get it the right way around. Even there we go, and you can actually line it up and then put it through, and you can emboss further along. Okay, so you can do a lot more of the embossing. And if you look, there's no lines either, so you're not going to get a line where it's joining. And if you do get a little bit of a line, that's where you can put your ribbon so it hides it. Okay, the embossing folder is one that we've got in the shop at the moment, and it's really nice. It's nice and crisp, so there's not a problem there. So right, here we go. What have I done? In the actual pages you get a set of 4 toppers, okay, all the same, and I thought, well, actually I want to decoupage them, so I've cut one out already and he would sit on top of there. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to cut the next one out, because I don't want another full flower, so I'm going to leave some of the petals behind. Okay, so when I come in this time, I'm actually looking at leaving some of the petals behind. I'm not looking at taking them all with me. I'm going to leave some of them so that when I come to put it together, I've got sort of a bit more of a shape. Don't panic too much if your cutting's not brilliant. You can hide quite a lot quite easily with this sort of work, because you've got the other colours underneath. So if you're struggling with it, don't panic. If you're not a neat cutter outer, it doesn't matter. But also, one of the things that is very important for cutting, you notice I'm actually moving the paper more than I move my scissors. This makes it a lot easier when you're cutting. So you toe in and then you move your paper rather than move your scissors. Okay, you can see that I'm turning the paper, not my scissors. Some scissors are staying pretty much where I want them, and I'm just turning my okay. So I'm just going to take that little bit off there that I don't want, that I couldn't get into very easy when I had everything on it. Right, so that would then go onto here. Now I'm going to shape these, because I find that actually they look a little bit nicer when they're shaped. So I'm just going to get an embossing tool and a piece of foam. Should have some somewhere. Here we go. Yeah, my yellow foam, and I'm just going to gently, with a large embossing tool, just going to go around the edges so it curls in a bit, okay, because it'll just make it look a little bit more natural. Okay, so that's that one done, and I'm going to push the middle in a little bit, because the middle wants to be dented inwards a bit, doesn't it? So we've got a bit more shape. I'm going to do again the dent in the middle on this one, then I'm going to go round the outside again, and that will give me my flower shape for my petals. Just that little bit more of a shaping on it just helps when you're doing this sort of thing with your decoupage. Right, so the pads I've got are Crafter's Companion pads. We have them in the shop, and they are 3mm thick, and they are nice and easy to use. I quite like to do deep decoupage because it sort of is quite nice. But if you're having to post it, obviously use a thinner pad if you need to, so that it's not quite so expensive to post. Not that I'm worried about that bit. So, okay, come round. So that, and then you're just going to line it up. And normally there's a definite petal that helps you to do that. Okay, so there's one. Just put some on this bit. Okay, put that one back out the way for now. I struggle with the bits of paper at the top of the pads, but there we go. Okay, so that's now going just there. And I'm pushing the middle in, and that's giving me quite a very shaped piece of decoupage, which is quite nice to use. Okay, so that's my decoupage piece done. I've done my cutting out. And I'll show you what the paper pads got in it a little bit, because I thought you might be interested in what you're going to be what you'd get. So you've got lots of different sheets with different toppers on. As I can say, you can cut them, and there's multiples of each one, so you can really have a play. This is the ones I've been cutting up, as you can see. All I've done is 3 levels. One of the other things is there are some stunning sentiments in this pack. So you've got really nice choices for sentiments. And they're not all birthday ones. You could really use them for your scrapbooking as well, which is quite nice. So you've got quite a lot of different ones in. And the other one is you've got these ribbon pieces, which are really nice to use. And I'll be using one of those in what I'm doing. So I'll show you that bit that helps that. Just so you've got an idea. Right. So my backing piece is 16 by 17 centimetres. Okay, and because I've got 2 mats and layers on this one. So the big piece is going to be 16 by 17 centimetres. And then I've got I'm going to use some tape today. I know I normally use my glue, but I thought I'd use tape for change. Okay, poker tool just to lift it up for me. Come on. That's it. Right, this piece is 15 by 16 centimetres, and it's going to mat and layer on top of the other one, just like so. Same with my grey piece. My grey piece is 14 by 15 centimetres. Okay, and it's going to sit on there. Oh, you can hear my seat creaking today, can't you? No. If you have any questions or anything, please leave them in comments, and I will answer them at the end if I can. Normally I get round to it. No, it's just everybody's busy, aren't they? Running around at the moment. But the weather's not been as cold as I thought it would be for January this year. It seems to be very quiet. Right. The last piece I'm going to mat is I'm going to mat the actual piece of decoupage, and I'm going to put it onto a piece of card that is 11 by 11. So I'm just putting my tape on the back of this. Right. I've actually done a scrapbook page using this papers as well, that hopefully I will be using in the next scrapbooking class, so I'm looking forward to that. Right, so I've done that piece. Now I'm looking for my strip. Right, like I said, you get ribbon strips in it. I've cut one off this time, and I'm going to use this one because it tones in with that, so I'm just going to put this on. Again, some more double-sided tape today. Take the stress out of it all. That's because my glue's empty, more or less, and I forgot to pick any up when I was in the shop this week, so it's my fault. Right, and I'm not going to line it up top and bottom. I'm just literally going to go all the way through the middle. So I've just got a line of ribbon on either side, okay? And that is going to sit to one side in a minute of what I'm doing. So it's not going to be central. It's not going to go that way. I'm putting it downwards. Okay, and I'm just going to have it slightly off center, so it'll sit like so. But I'm also going to put some actual ribbon along it, because we've got some beautiful ribbons in at the moment, and this one coordinates really well. So I'm going to actually put some ribbon on it as well. So I'm just going to put that and cut a piece off there for a minute. Right, just going to put some tape on my ribbon so it hopefully holds in place as well a bit. We don't end up arguing with it later. Right, so here we go. As you can see, I'm using my thumbnails just to make sure that the tape is adhered to the ribbon. Which just makes life a little bit easier for us. Just got to get the top piece, the covering off it now. Here we go. Right, so I'm just going to put that through that middle there for a minute. So that's going to go through there centrally as much as I can line it up. Yep, there we go. Line that up there. I'm just going to put a bit of tape along this bit to hold it in place. And this strip, by the way, is 17 by 3 centimetres. Putting it there. I'm just lining up using the embossing folder to get it square as much as possible, because I'm not the best at lining everything up. Right, I'm just going to trim back any overlap I've got here on the red card. And then I'm going to take the ribbon and the paper strip over the back so it wraps it round it. Okay, just peel back that bit a minute, trim off this excess here. And I'm going to wrap that round there, which will give me a really nice finish then. Okay, so now that looks nice and neat and finished. I've got this to put on, and I'm going to put this on again with my foam pads, because that lift will just make it look a little bit more with the ribbon underneath it. I don't know if you realise this, but Riverside Crafts now do their own dies, and they've got this gorgeous tag that's got stitch detail around the edge. So I popped in this week and I've grabbed one so that I can use it to do the tag on this card top to show you, because it's a very nice tag, and lovely stitch detail, which makes it sort of nice finish for it. And one of the things that's really easy about having a stitch detail on a die is, if you want to make the stitched sort of show up more, you can go over it with a black pen, but you already know your spacings are already going to be perfect because it's already there for you, which is quite good. Definitely arguing with foam pads today. That's going to sit just there. I hope you like what we're doing at the minute. So that's sitting nicely there. Now, here's my tag, which is nice and neat. And these are the dies I was saying about. So you get a really good set of nesting dies with a stitch detail on them. And it's a lovely finish. And I've just gone round the edge here with my black pen just to highlight them a little bit more. And so that they blend in, I'm going to do a stitch detail around the edge of my card now. So I'm using a black fine liner. It's just one I grabbed out of my stash. I do like the Micron pens better, but mine has run out and I didn't pick one up. Can you notice the theme this week? I forgot things when I was in the shop that I needed to replace. It was a little bit scatty, but there we go. It will all come back, won't it? Right, just taking around the edges. Okay, and I'll just put 3 little crosses as over just to sign off. So I'm just going to put my tag on, and I'm going to bend my tag. So I'm going to run it across the top of my finger, just so that I've got a bit of warmth. And I'm just going to go with my thumb and just give it a little bit of a crease, so it's going to have a bit of shape to it. Just put a little bit of tape on either end. As you can see, I've gone around my tag with a piece of black card, and I've just followed that with a pair of scissors very quickly and quite close, just to give it a bit more rigidity, really, because so that the paper stands better. So just put those there like so. Right, just move all these bits out of the way. Okay, foam pad. So these are the 2 cards that I've done. All right. The embossing folder that I've used today, which is a diagonals one, which is really pretty. It's a 2D embossing folder, which we've got in stock. And then the vintage florals papers, which are beautiful, which I really like. So I hope you, and the tags. So I hope you really like that, and you've enjoyed watching it. I'm just going to go and show you the scrapbook page that I've done with the same things, just so you can see how it can be used. There we go. So this is the scrapbook page that I've done to be using for the classes next time, and again using the vintage florals. As you can see, I've cut some of the flowers out and nestled them around, and I've used the ribbon just to do and finish off. So I hope you like it. And I will see you next week, and I think if everything goes to plan, I'm going to be looking at something with cactuses, because we've got so many gorgeous stamps just come in that have got cactuses on that I'm really excited about using. So I'm going to be going, I've got one here already which I'm playing with, so I should be playing with the cactuses and seeing where we go from there. So take care, thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you next week, same time, same place.